Guys, welcome back to season 2 of the New Era podcast, where we explore the world of personal branding, entrepreneurship, and the impact of social media in the new era. Today, we're joined by the incredible Lordzdj, a DJ sensation with a thriving personal brand and an unbeatable social media presence. In this episode, we uncover his journey, the secrets behind his high energy performances, and the role of social media in his success. So sit back, drive on, whatever it is that you're doing, and let's get into it. So thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
How is your journey down here?
It's all right. Like, I'm always there on Thursdays anyway in Liverpool, so familiar driving here. So it's like 50 minutes to get here. So
that's not too bad.
It's all good.
Not too bad. How long have you lived in Manchester for?
So originally from Oldham. So I moved from Oldham to Manchester just before lockdown. So since 2019. Been living in Manchester since then.
Do you like it?
Yeah. Like I had to get out of Oldham. So I went to uni, finished uni, came back, and I thought, you know what, I need to get out of Oldham. So moved to Manchester. And then lockdown hit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm in Leicester.
It is such a good city though, because I was toying with it for ages about whether to move there.
Yeah.
But then I feel like whenever I'm there, I come back to like the greenery and I'm like, fields. I am a field.
Yeah. Nah, I think now, like after living here for so long now in Manchester, the next spot is like going to like greens and stuff like that.
Having that.
Yeah, 100%.
Having a break.
Yeah, 100%. City life's good at the beginning, but now it's like, I've been town so many times, you know what I mean? I've done it all now, you know what I mean? So I'm like, you know what? I want something different, you know?
Amazing. So in the beginning, I want to go back to kind of like the start of your journey. So do you want to introduce yourself?
Okay, so my name's Lordzdj, based in Manchester right now. Hip hop and R&B DJ. Do clubs, brunches, festivals, weddings and private events. And when it comes to my journey, it's been a long journey. So like I've started off in Oldham, DJ in Oldham. And then after that, I went to uni, and then in uni, I eventually got a residency in Manchester. Yeah. And that was like my first ever like break into Manchester, because I was going to get into Manchester. Yeah. Because there's no opportunities in Oldham. There's not many bars, not many clubs.
How far is Oldham from Manchester? It's
about 20 minutes, right?
Yeah. So it's not too far.
It's a little town, but there's not much going there, you know what I mean? So then I eventually got a residency in Manchester. And then, just kind of worked in Manchester for a while. And then, obviously, from then, lockdown hit, and then kind of took it from there, essentially.
So what did you do in uni?
So in uni, I did music technology. I did that, in Leeds Met at the time. I tried getting like bookings there, but I couldn't get nothing.
Oh, really?
Couldn't get nothing. Like I was doing what most teachers do, you know, we email them, or I was going in person. So I was going to like events, I was going to bars, I was going to clubs, trying to promote us face to face. So I thought that was more valuable. I appreciate that a lot more than to send someone an email. So I did all that, and I just couldn't get anything. Couldn't get nothing at all. So eventually, it wasn't until one of my friends, he got me a spot in Manchester. Yeah. And that's the first ever way into Manchester in the club, proper club.
So has it been like a snowball effect from then?
Yeah, I was like getting like little wins. So I had from like, the club were called Fifth at the time, and then I had little wins. I then moved from there to like Northern Quarter, which is like where I wanted to be at that time. Yeah. And then I was around there, did a couple of residencies in Northern Quarter and little clubs and stuff that I would do, little small wins. And it kind of went from there, and then and also my mindset at the time was just DJing as a hobby sort of thing. It wasn't a business at the time. I remember that. Comparing to where I am right now, I remember thinking it was like just doing it. I wasn't even, someone said to me, okay, how much you earn a year? Yeah. I wouldn't have no clue. I was just doing it just for the hobby, you know? And then it wasn't until later on, then obviously a lockdown happened, then it kind of changed from there.
You turned a passion into, you monetized your passion.
100%. Like I didn't realize it was like, obviously I loved it, but I didn't realize I could make as much as I actually can make from what I'm doing. And literally turned it into a full-blown legitimate business now.
Amazing. So when you were younger, what was it that you wanted to do?
You know what, like I wasn't sure. Like I always liked music. So I think when I went to uni, my mission was to get into putting music into games and films. Okay. You know, so I think that was like my main mission. And then it wasn't until when I was at, I went to college before I went to uni. Yeah. I did DJing there, but I didn't really take it seriously because I was mixing like house music, and that's not really my sort of thing. Yeah. And more R&B and hip hop. And it wasn't until I started to grasp how to actually mix music and get into it. Yeah. That's when like it kind of changed. Okay, cool. I want to be a DJ now, you know? So in the beginning it was like, you know, music for like games and films.
It's like figuring it out along the way.
100%.
Amazing. So in Leeds, obviously, why do you think there was no opportunities down there?
I don't know. I think it's people you know. Because you know what I mean? People you know, I think. I knew a lot of DJs, knew some promoters, but I just couldn't get a way in. And also I had a lot of uni work too. So I wasn't, I guess, as as active at trying to get bookings as much as I would be if I had no uni work.
Yeah.
Because that was always my priority anyway. And when I got to third year, it was like, there's no way. There was no way I can get any residencies now, you know what I mean? So after that kind of chilled. But for me personally, I think it's just the way I was. And I guess social media at the time wasn't a thing as big as it is now, I think. So I wasn't really using that as a way to kind of promote myself either at that time. I was just going there as a young DJ just trying to get bookings, you know?
Yeah,
and that's kind of what I was doing.
I'm with you. So what was it that made you then want to turn this into a business?
I think it was the point where I was just like, you know what, like I really want to take this seriously and I know how much I want to earn and what things I want to do as well.
Yeah.
I think once I made that shift mentally, that mindset shift, that's when it kind of changed. And then I started obviously using social media as a tool to promote myself and market myself correctly.
Yeah.
That's when it all started changing into proper like legitimate business.
Yeah, I'm with you. So do you think that, when was that? What year?
So when I started like using social media properly, that was just, so when lockdown finished, 2020, was it 2020 when lockdown finished?
Yeah, it was. Sure. I look back and I feel like it was years ago.
Yeah,
it wasn't actually that long ago.
I know, I think it was literally in lockdown, I was just like, I'm saying to myself, I'm not as big as like Nathan Dorr or DJ Ruski or Charlie Sloth, okay? Yeah. So I was just like, I can't physically sit at home and do nothing during lockdown for my brand, my business. From a DJ, I can't do nothing. Yeah. I've got to do something. And every day I worked at Tesco's and I came back home and I was just like, I was grinding on that, like content, just doing as much content as I can. Yeah. So I knew that was the way forward. You know, I think from that was kind of like the shift from like, okay, business.
So did you try and monetize the platforms then during lockdown?
No. During lockdown, that was a time where I was just trying to refine my content. Literally, I was working at Tesco, so that was kind of like the job I had to do. Yeah. And I wasn't trying to monetize at the time. I was just trying to refine the content and make it better and better and better to go along. Yeah. And make something from this. Cause I know that I couldn't sit around and do nothing. Yeah. You know, so I was refining the content, putting out as much as I can and just trying to learn from other creators, whether it's my industry or other industries too.
That's insane though, because I think you've got doers and you've got people that just sit back and be like, oh, well, this is a struggle. I'm just going to have to.
100%. And I feel like I'm not that type of guy to be like, nah, like there's no excuse any day. Like, there's no excuse why I can't make that effort. Yeah. I've got the time there. And I thought, even though I worked hard at the time at Tesco, I still came home and still did work as well.
Yeah, you got it done.
Yeah, 100%.
So would you say that's probably one of the biggest struggles that you've gone through?
Yeah, I think lockdown 100%, that was for anyone in my industry and most industries as well, was the biggest struggle because like I always say everything was locked down, you couldn't do anything. And obviously I couldn't perform properly. So for me, that was definitely the hardest struggle. And then having to shift my work life to essentially work for less and do more at Tesco's. Like nothing against Tesco's. It was kind of one of the best things I ever did, to be fair.
Yeah, it's the making of,
100%, because if I didn't do Tesco's, I wouldn't, and still continue doing content as well. Yeah. I wouldn't be in the position right now.
Yeah, so, definitely. So how long did you work there for until you then went on your own?
I think I was at Tesco's for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
A year and a half. Every day I started at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning. Yeah.
That's like holiday time. It's the only time you get up to go to the airport.
For real. Like, that's what I mean. And I was just like, I'll start. And it was mad because I always thought to myself, I usually finish work at this time. Yeah. And now I'm starting work at this time. So I'll start at that time and then I'd then go to work around until about 12 or 2, depending on the shift. Because I was like, at the beginning, it was all about social distancing. Yeah. And they made me do like stupid jobs where I would like holding a lollipop sign and be like, yo, stay away from 2 minutes, stay 2 meters away. I know like things like that, you know, but it was a job though. And obviously that's to keep
you look
people
back,
away.
That's like insane to see that where you've come from to where you are now.
Yeah, 100%.
Unreal.
It was crazy that period. But then literally every day when I finished work and I was tired, like literally finish work, 2 p.m. or whatever time it was, come home, and then after that I had to set up all my decks and create content.
That's insane.
Every day I did that, and I was knackered like every day. And I thought, you know what, I have no choice. This is what I got to do. I know for a fact I want to set myself up for when I leave Tesco's. I'm cool. I've got things going on. You know what I mean? So that was my main goal, to keep going, regardless of the views I was getting. Because at the time I was getting about maybe like 800 views, something like that, or nothing crazy. Yeah. But I just kept going.
It's mad because I literally see you everywhere now.
For real?
I've literally used your audios on my videos. I feel like I've done it for years, but obviously, when did you start really pushing on socials? Just during lockdown, would you say that was when?
I think I was doing bits beforehand, don't get me wrong, I was doing bits beforehand, but I think lockdown for me was probably the best because that's when I kind of realised that content was the way forward. And in my industry, I didn't see that many DJs doing it the way I wanted to do it. A lot of DJs at the time was doing like lives and stuff, and which was cool, but that wasn't really my sort of style.
Yeah.
And I think definitely lockdown, that's a period where I was like, yeah, I'm going for it now. This is like...
Yeah, I think one of the videos, your type of reels that I watch is like, when you list, it will be like throwbacks, then you do like 1 to 10 or like 1 to 5, and then you have to sit there and listen to it. And then you listen to it again and it's like, oh, I'm going to put that on my Spotify.
Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. Literally, like, there are things like, I like to play that sort of music anyway, so it's kind of just like, I like to play, I like to mix what I like to play.
Yeah.
I listen to, sorry, so yeah, that's how I kind of do my thing.
Comes naturally.
Yeah, for sure.
So when you worked in Tesco, when obviously we came out of lockdown, how long did you stay at Tesco before you went on your own completely?
So in my mind, I was like, I'm not leaving Tesco, so I'm making enough money to leave.
Yeah.
So as soon as like residencies started coming through and then like bookings started coming through, it was mainly like some residencies I had in the past that then became available because like the clubs were opening again. Once they came available, I was like, okay, cool, I'm leaving Tesco's and I'm done. So as soon as that was available, I just shifted and then went from Tesco's to back to my normal life, you know what I mean? And that's kind of what I did.
Was it weird?
It was a long time coming.
Yeah.
It was a long time coming for me because I was like, every morning, like I was waking up, going to Tesco, watching the news. I'm not even that type of guy to watch news like that, but I was so like...
routine.
Yeah, and I really wanted this lockdown to finish, but no one knew.
Yeah.
So when it finally came to end, I was like, thank God, but I was so proud of myself, the fact that I didn't quit.
Yeah.
Like, I stayed throughout. I literally stuck it out, worked out all the way through.
Yeah.
All the way through lockdown. I still worked at Tesco's, didn't lose any money. That kept me like kind of afloat, you know what I mean? And I came out to my work again like normal, you know what I mean?
So do you remember how much you grew during lockdown on socials?
Yeah, I think it was just after lockdown finished. Because lockdown for me, that's the grind a bit. I think just after lockdown finished.
Yeah.
Because I was doing TikTok a lot as well.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of mixes on TikTok as well as Instagram Reels. But the songs that the girls dancing, it was kind of more on TikTok than actually on Instagram.
Yeah.
And then I think it was fairly soon after lockdown, I remember dropping the main one that blew up the most was like Rihanna and Baby Boy. That mix that I did, that I dropped that on TikTok, did really well.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? I'll drop it on Instagram and name it the same because it was named something else. Like the mix on Instagram, but it was named something completely different.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd keep the same hook, the same song that girls dancing, and keep it all the same, the way it looks, everything the same on Instagram and some Reels. Dropped in Instagram Reels and it just blew up from there. And that one mix got like 17.7 million.
That's madness.
Views on that one mix. And then from that day, luckily I had a lot of mixes already stored on my drafts.
Yeah.
Purely because like with Instagram, I feel it's like going to be perfect
more
all the
aesthetic.
time. And on TikTok, I feel you can kind of do your thing and it's not too bad.
Yeah.
So luckily I had a lot of mixes on there. So then I just dropped all them up, like followed them all up, post them all.
Yeah.
And just kind of went from there essentially.
Why do you think that is? Why do you think Instagram's got to be like more, because we say it all the time, like Instagram's more aesthetic, whereas TikTok's like raw, relatable.
Yeah.
But why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think it's always been like that. Because it's all about the pictures and stuff. And everyone shows the best of their lives on Instagram, you know, which is, that's what it's about, you know what I mean? So I think with that sort of stigma and stuff, it has to be amazing, you know? And obviously at the time, I'm having like doubts on my mixes and stuff. And I was just like, you know what, I won't post that one. I'll leave that one. But luckily I had them all stored because I remember chatting to my girlfriend at the time, I had the girlfriend actually, and she was just saying, you know what, if you've got like mixes there, just post them. Like, you know what I mean? But guys, post them. And I thought, you know what, and I posted them back to back every single day from that one that blew up the most. And it kind of just helped the whole.
Did you document anything else on TikTok? So like your journey, or was it just your mixes?
Just the mixes at the time, just the mixes, That was the main thing that I was kind of just focusing on really and just getting them out and just going for growth, I guess.
Yeah. Have you documented any of your journey so far then?
No, not really. This is kind of like the start. This is what I want to try and like, it's the next thing I want to try and do.
Yeah, you definitely should do. 100%. I think that's one of my like biggest regrets of my first business is not documenting it from the get-go because people will just see the come up. Yes. And you look like an overnight success, but in reality, it's not until you sit down on a podcast like this that people know
100%
where you've actually come from.
Yeah, I fully agree because I wish I did the same, but now it's like, you know what, it's time to now show people, you know, and tell people your story. And for me, it's all about inspiring, you know.
Yeah,
like, I want to inspire as many DJs as I can and people in general to show like, you know, like you can reach your goals, you know. It's literally just having that mindset shift and be like, yeah, cool, I'm going for whatever my goal is and that's it. You know?
It's like switching from like a fix to a growth mindset and then just going for it. No, you should be so proud of yourself.
No, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so what advice would you have for say DJs right now that feel as though they're stuck or they're not going on social media or they haven't actually stepped out of their comfort zone to start posting on social media? What advice would you have?
I'd say to them to, first of all, have your goal. So if your goal is like 10K, 100K, 50K, have that set in line. understand that this is going to be a long process, and understand you're going in for a long term.
Yeah.
Also, which is the main thing, is kind of forget what the people will think about what you're doing. If you love this and your mix or whatever you're doing is what you like to showcase and what you want to showcase yourself with your brand and your business, put it out there and be consistent with it.
Yeah.
And don't let other people's opinions become your reality, essentially.
Yeah.
And just keep going for it, because the worst thing you can do is be scared or feel the type of way to post because you feel someone's going to say something about what your content is.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the main things I definitely say to most DJs now. Whatever you do.
Yeah. How have you handled, say, any like negative feedback or like criticism?
To be honest, I've only had a few. Not been too bad, which I'm really appreciate that, to be fair. But the ones, obviously, you do get the odd ones that do say negative things. I just can't ignore them, I've had moments where I'm like, I just want to say what I want to say to them, but it's not worth it, because end of the day, like it's their issue, not mine. The problem, that's their issue.
Yeah, 100%. I read something the other day and it stuck with me. It's like when people are like leaving negative feedback on your posts, you just have to read it and go, well, this is why you're skint.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, do you know what? I'm going to sit there. Like, that's what I'm going to think of going forward.
100%. I completely agree. Yeah, because that's their issue. That's jealousy, really. And they're not getting to where they want to get to. And they see someone else doing really well for themselves, like they've got to say something negative.
Do you find that if you were to get negative feedback, you're more likely to get it on TikTok than Instagram?
Mine's on Instagram,
Really?
Yeah. I've noticed personally. Yeah. I've not seen anything too negative on TikTok.
How interesting.
Have you
Because
seen
usually,
TikTok?
because I find that TikTok's so like out there, but I find that most of my negative feedback's on like YouTube Shorts.
Right.
So you'll get it off accounts which are like, they're non-existent, but I'll get it on there. And it's always been, so the way I see it is, I'm not going to go like down the men and women route, but a lot of people sit there and they go on about women and, like female empowerment and all stuff like that. I never see us as different. I just kind of post on socials and nothing ever gets in my way. And recently, since I've been started posting on YouTube, the amount of men that comment on my stuff and they're like, why would I take advice from a woman and all this? And I'm like, this is so weird, because I don't want to have to come out and start speaking about that.
Yeah.
It's strange.
I don't know why I get people that do that sort of stuff.
Because they're skint.
Yeah, more or less, it's their issues,
Yeah.
But I think for me personally, it's definitely been Instagram.
Yeah.
Just get the odd comment, or just like even some DJs sometimes, if you know, and then like some random ones, But I just think,
Jealousy. Any engagement is good engagement.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's how we say it.
The worst I can do, I can always just block and delete. I've got my block list is long. Like it's so long as block and delete bare people.
That's good though.
Yeah, it's kind of, I'm not wasting my energy on just like.
Yeah, it's like no distractions then as well. That's a good tip. So how do you think social media has benefited in a way of like opportunities for you?
The content, 100%, like having the content out there and being able to post things and reach audiences that you wouldn't, or reach people you wouldn't normally reach face to face, that has benefited me a lot, because I've had bookings, like I had a booking in Barcelona, for example, a wedding there, destination wedding, and the clients, they're from America. Yeah. And they would not have known of me or heard of me if it wasn't social media.
That's insane.
All of my, literally a majority of my bookings now are all from social media.
Yeah.
All from it. They all have my social media. So it's like, without that, it'll be a lot longer and more difficult to acquire bookings, I guess. It's kind of the old school ways of going around and speaking some face-to-face and emails and stuff.
Old school marketing.
100%.
Throwback.
100%.
So do you think you'd be where you are today now if it wasn't for social media?
No, I don't think it would be, no.
Yeah.
Hands down, social media was one of the best things. Making that choice and decision to be like, I'm focusing on content.
Yeah.
The best thing I ever did for my career. 100%.
Insane. Right, okay, so I did have questions and I've not actually looked at them once, so I'm going to go back to this because I will just sit here and talk. But how do you see social media evolving for, say, yourself in the future?
I see it evolving for myself. I think... Oh, that's a question. That's it. Now I'm stumped now.
Throwing it.
I think it's more about I think for me personally, it's having that personal brand as well as, having the personal brand as well, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to say now. I don't know. That's kind of stumped me, that one, to defend that question.
So so right now, social media is obviously, your social media is like your personal brand. Yeah. But it's your personal brand with your DJ name. Yeah,
100%.
So how do you feel that's impacted, and how do you think that's going to continue to impact? Because are you going to keep growing it around your DJ name, or are you going to grow it around yourself, or would you say that is your personal brand now?
It is personal brand really itself, you know what I mean? I try and infuse them both together.
Yeah.
But I think it's just always going to be like more or less myself anyway. Yeah. So keep growing from there. And I think it could potentially open up opportunities for like brand collabs with other people and things like that from the power of social media and my own.
Definitely. Have you done any collabs?
I did one with, I did a little one with Pioneer because they sent me over some equipment, and then I I've done another one. I think I might have done one more, but definitely pioneered one.
Yeah,
definitely. So that's like my goal now, to work on more of them, more brand collabs, and get working with different brands and bringing them into my own, I guess.
What about collabs with other DJs? Is that a thing?
Yeah, that is. Some people do it. It's difficult. It depends how they want to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I've not done that as of yet properly, because you haven't done it yet. But some people do it, like lives and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's kind of not my sort of thing. So,
yeah, I'm with you. Yeah. So have you got anything, because you are announcing something soon, aren't you? With your ebook.
Yes. So I've got like a ebook coming out soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully looking to come out then this year, hopefully before then. And then that will be there as a tool to help DJs optimize the mixes. Because obviously a lot of mixes right now are a great tool to, I guess, reach new audiences and grow your brand on social media. But I always tell DJs kind of using the mixes in not the best way. They can use it a lot better, and the way they could deliver it to the audience, the way they package it to the audience, could be packaging a lot better. So I'm releasing ebooks to try and teach them and show them the way to utilize the mixes.
Yeah.
And essentially get more followers, get the 10K followers, get the 20K followers that they require to get.
Yeah.
And get the 1 million views as well.
Definitely. What inspired you to do that?
I think the fact that like, I know how to grow on social media when it comes to mixes. I know how to do it, and I'm like, I see a lot of DJs that are struggling with it, and they message me and I speak to them and stuff, and I'm like, I want to help them out. Like, I don't want to gatekeep anything. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here to help as many DJs as I can. So that's what inspires me. I just want to help people out. I want to help DJs out, because I know how hard it is in our industry to get bookings sometimes.
Yeah.
And having the power of social media.
Yeah.
It won't be as difficult, because they'll come to you, so you're having to chase them. You know what I mean? You'll get a lot more inquiries, a lot of people interested in booking you for you. You know what I'm saying? You're having to go to that venue and then having to play what they want, or
you don't have to like sell yourself as well, because you've already sold it.
Exactly. They come to you because they already know what to expect from you and your brand. You know what I mean? And that there is leverage, in my opinion. So
yeah, it's like a snowball effect. It's insane. Unbelievable. Okay, so what do you think it is about your content that stands out above any other DJs right now? Because when I say you're everywhere, you are literally, if I go on like my trends, it's your name. Yeah. You're there like 6 times.
It's mad. I think it's just the way I just understand how to hook audiences, hook their attention in and get them, to watch it. You know what I mean? I think I understand that process. A lot of DJs lack on that, because I studied that from other creators, not just in the industry, in other industries. So I think that it's more or less just being able to hook them in, and the music that I play is like, if like I'm in hip hop, they're gonna like this sort of music. You know what I mean? So I think that's what kind of like keeps me out of the crowd.
Yeah.
I think so.
How does it feel?
Surreal. If someone said this to me like 5 years ago, that I'd have 17 million views on a mix, I'd be like, nah.
Yeah.
Nah, there's no way. So definitely surreal. Yeah. But it's great, because like I put the work in. Like, I put a lot of work in outside, behind the scenes. Like we said before, like a lot of work I went into not just mixing, but also just the studying. I was on TikTok for time, looking at different creators and looking at like what they do and how they hook their audience, how they get the views they get, what they do. Yeah. And it's the consistency as well, and the self-discipline as well. And they all play the role into the views that they see right now. Because without them elements, I would not have achieved what I've achieved right now.
I feel like there's more to it, because I feel like you've got a drive in your way to take that time out and sit there and just figure it out. There's got to have been something else in you that's gone, I'm going to make it.
Yeah, I think it's just, I feel like I have no choice. I feel like I know what I want in life. I know what I really want, and it's like, I'm willing to put myself out there. Regardless if it doesn't make them views, it's cool. I'll just keep building off that, learning what went wrong, and edit it, and then I'll just refine the content.
Yeah.
Try again next day. I'm always about, it's a long game.
Yeah.
So.
Amazing. So how do you stay up to date with, say, like the latest trends at the moment?
TikTok is the way forward. Like, and even if you find sort of latest trends, TikTok's the way forward. I go on there, see what's going on, and obviously look at the creators as well, in my field and not in my field. And that's kind of how I keep up to date.
Do you do like editing days? Do you have like days where you film and then days for like your edit and research and stuff? Or?
Yeah, so I have like, for example, say Monday, that'll be the main day where I either plan out the mixes that I want to do. Yeah. And then, because it takes a while, because I'm kind of a bit anal. Like, I want it to sound a certain sort of way. So we'll take a day to do that. And then the next following day, depending on the lighting, I then record the mixes and then edit it the same day. And then post it from then on. Have
you got like a strategy, like a social strategy?
No, not really. No, I just kind of just go off what works for me.
Yeah.
What works for me, I'm just carrying on doing that. And obviously I'll always keep an eye on what's working, what's not working, because I don't want to like overdo it, if that makes any sense. So I'm like, okay, cool, I might slightly change it. Because at the beginning I was mixing, for example, 2 songs, and now I'm mixing like 4 or 5, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to slightly adapt it to still keep people entertained, you know, in my content, and keep it kind of like fresh still, you know.
Yeah, no, I like that you're trying to create like an omnipresence as well across like multiple platforms as opposed to just focusing on that one. 100%. Do you find that your leads come through from TikTok or Instagram?
You know what, when I speak to my clients, I always ask them the same question.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a mixture. I think I say 60% is, or 70% is probably Instagram.
Yeah.
But I do get some on TikTok too. Yeah. So it's great because I'm like, okay, cool. Like what I'm doing on both platforms are working because I'm getting the clients coming through to want to book me. So it's good to have both of them too. I think them 2 platforms are really good, you know, for outreach and stuff like that, and reaching new people. I need to jump onto YouTube Shorts though. I'm not really on that properly yet, but
you should
that's my next thing. Yeah.
I think you do really well on that. I really do think you do well on that. So I would jump on that. 100%.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's my next. I've tried it. I've dabbled with it. Yeah. But it's just getting the way around, I guess, you know, getting them hooked and getting them, you know, watching for a lot longer, you know what I mean, on that platform. Yeah, I think it's good because your type of content can be repurposed across everything. 100%. Yeah. Like it's short form content, so it can go on there too.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I feel like you've done a lot in such, I'm going to say a short amount of time, but how long, I feel like I'm going backwards now, but how long before you worked at Tesco were you DJing for?
I was DJing, well, seriously, I didn't really take it seriously until the last year of uni, and that's when I kind of like changed my name and had a name and stuff. Yeah. Because before I was just like other names that just came to me. Yeah. But to answer your question, how long was DJing before then? Probably around about 4 years, maybe 4 years. I say on and off, 4 years. Something like that. And then prior to that was like just little bits, like helping my friends out, just DJ at the house, something like that, for example. Yeah. But that was it.
Have you had anyone that's hit you and been like, you're an overnight success?
No, I haven't. Surprisingly, no, I haven't. No. Luckily, no one's ever said to me, you're an overnight success. No. Yeah. No, but I can imagine people may think that because they don't not aware of my story, you know?
Yeah, they don't know the hard work.
But no one's ever said to me that I'm an overnight success. Not yet, no.
The grind.
Yeah, it's a lot that happens behind the scenes that people just aren't aware of, you know? Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people can achieve it just having that mindset shift. Yeah. And knowing, okay, cool, this is what I want and this is what I want to do. Forget about what everyone else thinks and just do your thing.
And just going for it.
And just go for it. Regardless of what people think, you just do what works well for you, what you enjoy doing, and just go for it, you know? Yeah. And just understand.
What about, so obviously your work schedule now, how does that work? I can imagine it to be really hectic.
Yeah, it can be. So it's like, obviously I still have like residencies on Thursdays and Fridays, but then I have my Saturdays completely free. Yeah. So that's when I can like do other things. Yeah. That's like what I do, weddings or club events or festivals or, you know, what happens in the calendar. So I kind of just work it around that. So I just kind of look at my schedule, and obviously if someone tries booking the same day, obviously I just can't do it. You know what I mean? Or I'll try and delegate from the date in the month or the following year, etc. Yeah. You know.
Do you have set days off a week at all?
It's mad because I do like performances and I do a lot of admin and creation work. Yeah. So even though, for example, Monday could be a technically day off because I'm not DJing out live live, but I'm still working at home, doing other things like responding back to clients, DMs, having consultation calls, creating content, planning content. You know, there's so many things that happen, and that's still, in my opinion, a working day. Yeah. Even though I'm not working at night. You know. Yeah. So I kind of work I try and give myself a good balance though, because I don't work every single day of my life. You know what I mean? But like most days, I do make sure I get like the admin things done like throughout the day, and then just DJ.
I think that's what I was thinking, because like, how do you balance that lifestyle? Because you work late nights as well.
Yeah. So it's the days that I work late night, I just kind of like, you know what? I do get up and I still do things. I can't help myself. Like I feel like there's always something I need to do. Yeah. Regardless if it's creating content, editing, or if not, responding back to a client that needs to ask a question, or, you know, or send an invoice off, or, you know. So I always kind of just do bits when it's comfortable, but mainly I focus it more on early of the week, so on Monday to like Wednesday, etc.
Do you think the growth side of things then is like, because you could really grow yourself as a business in a sense of, you can obviously only be in one place at one time, but you could outsource certain job roles. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's on the horizon?
100%. That's like, that's one of the goals, to expand, you know what I mean? Like I want to be able to have a whole full-fledged team essentially that kind of deals with the things that I don't really want to deal with, you know? So having that would make the business grow even faster. So that's like the next step to do anyway, to hire more people and have them to deal with, you know, for example, the admin side, for example. Definitely. And I just focus purely on the content creation.
Should we set a goal now for this time next year?
Let's do it.
See where you're going to be. What is your biggest goal?
A biggest goal?
Yeah.
You know what? It's kind of a bit deep. My biggest goal is to be able to have the financial freedom to be able to DJ when I want to and not because I have to.
Yeah.
You know, like, I love DJing. I love it. But I want to have that financial freedom where it's like, you know what? I can just go on holiday for a month with my girlfriend or something, you know, and I'm cool. And then I can DJ at this event and that event because I really want to. It's not because I've got to pay bills, you know. So that's like the deeper reason. You know, it's one of the deeper goals, I think, you know.
So you can chill out.
Yeah, you know, I love DJing, but I want to have that balance where it's like, you know what, like, I want to live my life at the same time. I want to travel, I want to do different things, you know.
I think that's the hard thing on social media as well. I think when you're growing a business, people expect you to show up every single day. And then there'll be days where you think, do you know what, I just want to chill out
you just
today.
Want to chill, you just want to do your
but
own
I've
thing. Still
got to show up for everybody.
Yeah. That is true. That is so true, yeah. But just having that balance with yourself, you know.
Do you ever feel consumed by it? Or it kind of like runs your life a little bit?
What I normally do is have breaks.
Yeah.
So I'm conscious about this as well because I feel like mental health is like, obviously it's very important. So I have breaks. So I make sure that, okay, cool. As soon as it hits 5 p.m, for example, my phone's like, I'm not going Instagram, I'm not going DMs, nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then the same with the mornings as well. When I wake up in the morning, my phone's on D&D. Yeah. It's not like available, I guess, until after I've done the gym. Yeah. After I've done what I need to do for myself to get myself ready for the day. Yeah. You know, it's having that balance.
What made you set them boundaries?
Because it was getting a bit overwhelming. When I first blew up, it was overwhelming. Like, I was getting a lot of messages. A lot of people always wanting something from me. You know what I mean? So I feel it was that. And obviously as well, when you're on social media as well, you constantly kind of compare yourself to other people as well. Yeah. I don't want to do that. Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? I have a balance where it's like, okay, cool. I'm on social media for this period of time. Yeah. I do what I need to do. Posts, fans, comments, whatever I need to do. Yeah. Then once that day is done, I'm not on it like that no more. You know?
I think that's insane that you can set them boundaries. Yeah. You know, so many people put their phone on Do Not Disturb. I'm a nightmare for it.
Really?
I always think if I'm going to do it, I'm going to miss something. And I'll be like, no, the business is not going to be there when it comes back on.
I know what you mean, but I think that's one of the best things you can do. If it just affects you really bad, like obviously everyone's different. So, but if you're having problems like mental health wise with it and having the pressure and always comparing yourself, etc., having them breaks, like the best thing.
Yeah, it's needed. It's needed. I listened to a podcast with Mel Robbins yesterday and she was like, stick your phone outside your room. She was like, when you go to bed, she was like, put your phone, you can put it on Do Not Disturb, but literally stick it in another room. And then at least when you wake up, the first thing you think about is not, I'm going to check my phone or even have that temptation that it's even there. Yeah,
because as soon as you do, like, you go straight to work mode, I guess, you know what I mean? Thinking all things you need to do or what you haven't done, etc. And you need like that time for yourself.
Yeah. Do you do like to-do lists and things?
Yeah, I do that. I do that every day. Like, that's kind of like, it helps organize the day.
Keep yourself structured.
Yeah, 100%. At least I know, okay, cool, I've done this. And if I haven't done something, I can say, okay, you know what? Tomorrow I'll focus more on that task that I didn't do the day before.
No, I'm with you. So what would you say is the future for you right now?
The future for me, I want to be able to, like I said before, DJ when I'm DJ, but also I want to have an agency.
Oh,
I want to have agencies delegate like events, well, mainly like weddings and private events to the correct DJs that I know that are on my roster. I want to have that. And also I want to be able to incorporate a lot of brands in my content as well. Yeah. Because I like the idea of doing like things with brands, like where it's like where I'm filming something, for example, say I go to a restaurant, for example, and do things like that. Because as long as it's authentic to me, you know, that's what I kind of want to do. I want to work more with brands and focus more on the content creation and doing that as well. And also on the DJ side, being able to perform more at festivals and abroad bookings and events that are associated with brand and what I want to do and what I really enjoy doing. Yeah. You know?
No, it's insane. With the agency side, I think that's really interesting. So is that something you've got in the pipeline or is it a plan?
It's a plan. I've got the name, I've got the whole concept of it. It's definitely like in the pipeline of coming through, but obviously I'm focusing more on the ebook first. Yeah. I want to get that out first and help many teachers as I can with the ebook. And then the next step will then essentially be, you know, having the agency coming through where then I can delegate, you know, bookings to the right DJs and then they can obviously get the bookings and they can do what they've got to do underneath the agency that I want to put out there. So that's in the pipeline.
That would be clever because you can obviously build the leads up from the ebook as well.
100%.
Aspiring DJ.
100%.
My brain will be like, tick, tick, tick.
That's what I mean.
I'm like, this is such a good idea.
Because a lot of clients that come to me, they want to book me and obviously I can't be everywhere. I literally have to say no to so many because I literally just can't do them. Yeah. And then when I try, because I've done it in the past, tried having a little agency, I tried in the past, but when they come to me, they want someone just like me because they see my social media and I'm like, just because no DJs hasn't got social media like mine doesn't mean they're bad.
Yeah.
They don't conduct themselves the way I conduct myself.
Yeah.
So I want to have my own agency where I know, okay, cool, these DJs on here will have all the content that I would have similar on there anyway. So when the clients see it, they already know what to expect and they already know, okay, this is the right DJ for me or it's not.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's interesting what you've said there, because that is the power of your personal brand, isn't it? That if people come over to you, they'll see what you put out there and will naturally assume that someone else is worse.
Yeah. And it's not the case. Like, there's some sick DJs out there that don't conduct themselves the way I do. Doesn't mean they're bad. They're really good. Just haven't got the mixes on there or the content that I've got on there. Doesn't mean they're a bad DJ, you know what I mean? But they automatically assume that from what they see.
Yeah.
And so that's not the case. So I've always got to have conversations with them and like say, yo, like, this DJ is really good.
Yeah.
It's not bad, just hasn't got the content that I've got on there.
Yeah.
So, but with the agency, that'll be completely different. That'll be like, they'll go to the website, they'll know straight away who they're booking from the content on there anyway. And let's see from there.
This is another yearly goal.
100%.
We're going to have to come back next year and be like, what have we...
Nah, for real, 100%, yeah, because that's definitely something that I want to get done.
Hold yourself accountable as well.
Yeah.
Do you ever put dates on like goals?
No, I don't, but I should do. I really should do. Yeah, I should do, yeah.
I did a podcast with Tom Smith, and he said to me, he was like, have a vision board and stick a date next to that vision.
Okay.
He was like, because then you like hold yourself accountable to that goal. And I was like, I'd stick a Lamborghini on it for tomorrow, and I'd be like, right.
Yeah.
What are we going to do overnight?
That's a good idea, though. I think I might try and implement that into my lifestyle then and do that then, because that's pretty sick.
It gives you something to work towards, and doesn't it? Like whenever we're releasing something, I set a date on it, because I'm like, if I've not hit that date, I then sit there and I'm like, well, why have I not hit that date? Because it could have achieved X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
And now we're delayed. But I just think it keeps you on your toes, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, 100%. I think, that's right. I should do that.
Yeah.
I'll do that. Definitely do that.
Amazing. So if you could go back to the beginning, knowing what you know now, would you do anything different?
No. I think I'm proud of what I did at Tesco, the fact that I stayed there and I carried on going. I'm proud of the fact that I've managed to acquire the followers that I've got and the views and the inquiries and the bookings that I've done everywhere that I've played, and all the clients, everyone that's booked me for the events. I'm proud of that too. So there's nothing that I think I would do differently, to be honest, apart from maybe not worrying too much what people think.
Yeah.
You know, that may be the one thing that I would say. But I think that's natural for most people anyway. Other than that, no, I'm glad that I've made every choice that I've made.
Yeah.
And I just want to keep with this energy and be like, yo, just keep doing my thing and to stay in my own lane, essentially, because everyone's doing their thing and I don't want to be influenced by some other DJ or some other person. I want to stay in my lane and do what's right for me and what feels good for me and what's on my path, essentially.
Yeah, no, amazing.
You know?
I think Tesco needs to sponsor this after this, because you're here.
Honestly, like, it was a man experience. Like, honestly, I rate everyone that was at Tesco, you know what I mean? I met loads of people there, you know, and chatting to different people from different walks of life, because obviously at lockdown, people worked from different places. So I'm chatting to them and then working there and understand that, okay, this is like, if I don't make something of myself, this potentially could be what I could go to. Nothing against Tesco's, but that's not kind of what I want to do. So I'm like, and in my mind, I'm like, I need to do something.
It inspired you.
Yeah, 100%. It was one of the best, like I said, one of the best experiences I ever did, to be fair.
No, amazing.
100%.
Let's give me two brands that you want to collab with.
I'm going to reach the top, I'm not going to lie. So I'm saying like Prada.
Yeah.
I'm saying Hugo Boss. I'm going to say more. I'm saying Bose. I'm saying Sony.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're the main ones, I think. Definitely they're the main ones right top of me right now. Definitely, yeah.
They're going on your vision boards with dates.
Yeah, they will do. They will do, definitely. Yeah.
No, amazing. You'll smash it. You'll take us to the top. But thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
I think this will be a fantastic episode. And you are the first DJ on the season.
Yes, the first one.
First and last. We don't need any more. No, insane. No, thank you for joining me.
I appreciate it. Thank you.